mode here, and I want to just give you some quick video directions for our first exam. Since we had so much material thus far in the modules, I wanted to stop and make sure that this is working well for everyone. So instead of me examining and assessing you, you're going to assess me and the course and how it's set up. So in the question 1 and question 2 as well, I would like to know whether the pace of the course is working for you. So in the first question, I asked specifically about the first few weeks. I felt those were pretty fast paced. And in the second question, I asked about the most recent 3 weeks, and I really tried to tap the brakes a little bit in those and make them less hectic. Now, personally, I make a lot of work in the first 3 weeks because I think some other instructors don't, and hopefully you have a little bit more time to jump into things. So I'm going to put 2, and for the second one, I say I will put 4. Like I did like those. I liked the first 2, but the last, the less hectic ones were a little better for me. And this is just an opinion. You can put any answer that you want. I really do need to know your opinion. Also, I have a true and false question here because I have modules that I tried to organize by a coherent topic and set of ideas. And then I have lessons within those that are somewhat different subcategories of that topic. I'm a little confused about it, I admit. And I'm not sure if it's working for you, so I'm going to put true. But if you're okay with the modules and then looking within them for weekly assignments, then you can put false. Just want to know what you think. And the questions 4, 5, and 6, I am asking about your preference or the value or your opinion of what you liked both. I'm sorry, that you liked the most in the topics. So in the first 2 weeks, I'm going to say that I like these topics the best because I think reading and learning about you and having dialogue in the class sets the stage for a great class. So personally, I really like the first 2 weeks. But if you didn't like the first 2 weeks, then obviously you can put further down in the scale. Now, the goal is not to put everything as your favorite, but if you really want to, you can. Or if you really didn't like anything, you can put all 5s. I want to have like 1, 2, and 3 ideally. So in the next 3 topics, we have the material about the Apollo, Between the World and Me, Orangeburg, and San Francisco State that explain how African American studies became a field and some of the important aspects of African American studies. So those were, to me, I will say, the second most valuable. And then finally, this is really, really hard because I love everything that I put into the activities and syllabus. So it's very hard for me to put number 3 on James Baldwin and Ibram Kendi, but just for the sake of argument, I'm going to put a 3 and pretend that that's my opinion. If you want to put a 1 and 2 2s, that's okay. I won't be upset. I'm just trying to show you that this is to understand what works best for you. Now, if you're struggling like I just did because you either liked everything or didn't like everything, you can say question 4 through 6 were not very useful. Question 8 is it says it's an essay question, but actually it's just a really quick list. So if you can tap on the editor, it should give you a menu. And under the lists here, you should be able to do a numeric list. So I'm going to say the most impactful thing that I learned so far was information about my classmates and the views that you have. The second most impactful thing was, and this isn't necessarily true, but I'm going to say the amazing writing of James Baldwin. And then for number 3, and again, you're going to put what matters to you. This is just an example. For number 3, the importance of South Carolina and Orangeburg is specifically in creating African American studies. Then you can move on to question 9. I only put 3, but you can put more if you would like. Again, choose your numerical list. And what I'm asking about here are the things that you like about the class. And so I'm going to put things that students often tell me they like. If you don't like them, don't put what you actually honestly like. So students like using video to learn rather than just reading. And I'm going to put actually professional because that distinguishes it from the videos I make. Students tend to like the multi-attempt quizzes because that gives you a way to study and actively retain important information. And I'm sorry, the third thing I'm going to put, which may not be true for you, and we haven't necessarily had lots of these yet, but I can make more, are YouTube videos by the instructor, such as this, that explain how to do stuff. And you can add more if you would like to as well. Question 10 asks you for suggestions or constructive criticism. So you can put shorter explanation videos by the instructor, because sometimes I talk too much, obviously. You can put weekly update videos if you would like those. Again, I know they should be short each week. And another thing that you might say is constructive criticism is like slow down or add more discussions or respond to discussions faster, because I know I've been bad about that. And then when you submit that, it says you can't edit the form, but there's actually 2 attempts available, so you can. And then when you've answered all 10 questions, you can download them if you want to keep them. Or you can ignore it, or you can take another attempt. And when you answer all the questions, you get 10 points, regardless of whether you love or hate the class. I really just want to make things work for everybody. So I hope that was helpful, and I will stop now because I know sometimes I do talk too much.